Hello students, welcome to the lecture on planning and organizing a conference. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the making preliminary analysis and assessments. Understand how to obtain agreement of co-sponsors. Explain the selecting key conference officers. Discuss the organizing the conference committees. Describe the conference site, hotel and dates. Explain developing conference master plan. Discuss implementing planning decisions. Describe the anticipating and managing contingencies. Let's start with the concept of planning or organizing a conference. The success of the conference of a professional society depends upon a number of factors, including the time and location of the meeting, the attractions of the local area and the local arrangements, the ability of the conference chairperson and planning committee to attract and select program participants and to organize technical sessions, socials and special events, the extent of the publicity campaign and the quality of the conference publications, the cost of attending the meeting and the travel funds available to attendees, the quality of the technical program, and the number of program participants and meeting attendees. Let us now discuss the making preliminary analysis and assessments. The first step in the process of planning and organizing a professional society's annual conference is preliminary analysis and planning. completed by a combination of society officers, the Society Executive Committee, and the Long Range Conference Planning Committee. This step consists of setting meeting objectives, analyzing the target audience, and determining implementation methods. Setting meeting objectives. One of the first considerations in conference planning is to formulate meeting objectives. These might be thought of in terms of goals for the society, rewards for meeting attendees. For example, does the society want to increase membership, to gain more recognition for the general public, to provide more services to members? A number of goals are possible. Generate interaction and communication. Serve the needs and interests of members. Conduct the society's business. Inform members of new policies. Convey new information to attendees. Provide educational opportunities. Enable members to keep abreast of the latest developments in the field, to continually upgrade skills and knowledge, to maintain expertise in the discipline, give members an opportunity to present their research formally, provide a forum for exchange of ideas and experiences and creation of new ideas.
What can you do to make sure that the meetings you lead are effective? Well, firstly, you can ask yourself whether the planned meeting is needed. If not, send an email or use a short report. But if the meeting is needed, start by setting really clear objectives. You are then in a position to structure a constructive and effective agenda. And in that agenda, you want to be stating, what are we going to cover? When are we going to cover it? And who is going to lead the discussion for each topic? In other words, make sure that responsibility for every item has been allocated. Then make sure that everyone gets involved in preparation. Everybody should be preparing something that they bring to the meeting. It will add to their involvement and contribution throughout. In terms of the actions that arise from the discussions that take place, ensure that an action is recorded for each item on the agenda, and that responsibility is allocated to an individual with a date for completion. Then, once you become more skilled at running meetings, make sure that you are continually learning and improving your skills by undertaking a review. Ask yourself, what worked, what didn't work, why, and how you can improve.
Analyzing the target audience. To aid in formulating meeting objectives, the following audience characteristics might be accessed. Is the audience a homogeneous one, or it is heterogeneous, bringing together individuals from diverse disciplines or from several areas within a discipline? Are the main interests of the audience theoretical, practical, applied, or a combination? What is the educational profile of the audience? Do the members have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctorates? What is the percentage of individuals in each category? Are the degrees primarily in the same discipline, or do they span a broad range? Are the members of the audience mainly novices in the field, or do they have years of experience? If a combination, what is the proportion? Determining implementation methods. After objectives have been formulated, the conference format must be selected and implementation methods must be determined. Among the questions to be considered are the following. Should the conference be held as an independent event or in conjunction with another meeting? Should other societies be invited to co-sponsor, participate, or cooperate in the meeting? What types of technical sessions and program events should the conference include? Individual presentations, panels, symposia, lectures, plenary sessions, debates, tutorials, workshops, short courses, poster sessions, roundtable discussions, idea exchanges, demonstrations, professional tours. What social events should be included? Breakfasts, luncheons, banquets, receptions. Now moving on to the next topic, we will talk about obtaining the agreement of co-sponsors. If the annual conference is to be sponsored jointly with another professional society, the second step in the process is to obtain detailed letters of agreement. Co-sponsorship implies significant involvement in the technical, financial, and administrative areas of the conference, and decision must be made about the exact nature of the involvement. If other societies, organizations, or institutions will participate, cooperate, or assist with the conference, similar letters of agreement must be obtained to specify the nature of the involvement. As used here, participation implies that the society will be directly involved in the organization of the technical program and will assist with publicity and encourage members to submit papers and attend the conference. Cooperation implies that the society will assist with publicity and encourage members to submit papers and attend the conference. Let's now know about selecting key conference officers. The third step in the process of planning and organizing a professional society's annual conference is to select the key conference officers. The conference manager, if there is to be one, and the conference chairperson. Typically, these decisions are made by a combination of society officers, the Society Executive Committee, and the Long Range Conference Planning Committee. If the conference is to be jointly sponsored, representatives of the co-sponsoring society may also be involved in making these decisions. Selecting a conference manager. An important planning decision concerns conference management. Who will be responsible for making the conference? Arrangements with the hotel or other host site, handling advanced registrations and staffing the registration, information, audiovisual, and press offices during the conference. These tasks can be handled by a professional convention bureau, a professional conference manager, a local or conference arrangements committee composed of professional society members who live in the host city or members of a local chapter or area university. The individual should have excellent communication and management skills, rapport with others, the ability to work with society officers, the conference and program chairpersons, the local and conference arrangements committees, and the hotel management and staff, the ability to complete tasks on time, and a commitment to making the best arrangements possible for the society. Selecting the conference chairperson. A critical planning decision concerns selection of a conference chairperson. This should be an established, widely known and respected individual with long-time stature in the discipline, familiarity with the conference format and goals, demonstrated ability for leadership, a reputation for accomplishing tasks on time, a frequent problem area, management acumen, rapport with others, ability to work with professional and non-professional staff members, paid and volunteer, skill in interpersonal relations, and expertise in delegating authority, coordinating activities, and following up on details. The fourth major step in the process of planning and organizing a professional society's annual conference is to organize conference committees and form the conference planning committee. That committee defines responsibilities, guides activities of the working committees, and serves as the policy-making body for the conference. Early organization of a competent planning committee by the conference chairperson is an essential step for the successful conduct of a conference. It is done by determining what networking committees are needed and selecting appropriate chairpersons. Determining the conference committees, their responsibilities have been described elsewhere. The need for and functions of conference committees are determined by the scope of conference activities and the structure of the conference management. Selecting the committee chairpersons. In choosing individuals to chair conference committees, the conference chairperson should select persons with stature in the society's discipline, familiarity with the conference format, demonstrated leadership ability, a reputation for accomplishing tasks on time, and expertise and interest in the area of responsibility of the particular program. The role of the program chairperson is to provide guidance to session chairpersons to help them create successful sessions, thus successful conferences. The program chairperson should be an established and respected professional in the discipline who can enlist top-level experts in the various subject areas to serve as committee members and to chair technical sessions. Conference arrangements. If conference arrangements, hotel accommodations, registration, audiovisual, and the like are to be handled by a separate committee, the person in charge should be thoroughly familiar with conference management and be able to negotiate with the hotel to make the best possible arrangements for the society at the lowest equitable cost and the greatest benefit to members. Finance. The chairperson of the finance committee, conference treasurer, must be capable of helping develop financial policies and a detailed budget for the conference, seeing that the conference operates within the approved budget, disbursing funds as needed, keeping detailed records of expenditures, and preparing financial reports. Part of a society's long-range conference planning should include consideration of future sites and the feasibility of the choices, as well as selection of tentative sites. Popular hotels in major cities are often booked 10 years in advance, and unless plans are made very early, the most favorable arrangements and dates may be unavailable. The conference site, hotel, and dates can be chosen by the Society's long-range conference planning committee as part of the preliminary analysis and planning phase described earlier, or at this stage of the process by either the conference planning or a site selection committee in conjunction with society officers. Selecting the conference site. In evaluating proposals for a conference site, several factors must be considered. First, for most national or international conferences, the meeting site, a major hotel, resort, motel, or conference center should be in a popular major city, easily accessible by international air service. Often, it is much less expensive for individuals to fly to a major city and attend a meeting in a more expensive hotel than to arrange transportation to a smaller city where hotels' costs are lower. It can be helpful to prepare a matrix of airline costs from different points in the US and abroad to the proposed conference sites and to consider the trade-offs of the sites and conference hotels from the point of view of the travel logistics and the possible costs of attendees' travel. Second, in selecting the meeting site, the attractions of the local area should also be considered. They can be a factor in obtaining high-quality speakers and a large number of attendees. Selecting the conference hotel. The conference hotel, resort, motel, or conference center should be high quality and in a relatively safe environment. The physical facility attributes to the atmosphere of the conference. It sets a mental mood, either positive or negative. A conference attendee's first impression is based on the appearance and attributes of conference site and his or her initial contacts with the staff. An attractive facility and a personable staff help evoke a favorable image of the conference and of the society. An unpleasant experience stays in memory a long time. The facility should provide attractive guest accommodations, attractively appointed meeting rooms in sufficient number and of adequate size with appropriate furnishings for the types of sessions planned. Example, lectures, discussion lectures, round tables, workshops, and tutorials. Appropriating heating, air conditioning, and room ventilation, a sufficient number and adequate mix of fast food, moderately priced, and expensive restaurants, adequate recreational facilities, adequate parking facilities, available sundries and supplies, access to medical assistance and to transportation, and a competent, proven, courteous, service-oriented, flexible staff. Selecting the conference dates. The dates chosen for the meeting should not conflict with those of other major meetings on the same or a related subject, with those of the meetings of other large organizations or with those of major national or religious holidays. Scheduling conferences to begin on Monday or end on Friday can be advantageous because participants can travel on the weekend if they desire, come early or stay late to enjoy the attractions of the host city or spend the weekends at home. The fifth major step in the process of planning and organizing a professional society's annual conference is developing a master plan. This involves the combined efforts of the conference chairperson, the conference planning committee, the conference manager, the society executive committee, and society officers. Decisions made require the approval of society officers and the society executive committee. This step consists of establishing planning timetable, accessing meeting objectives, and developing a method of approach. Selecting the conference theme, determining the approach to the technical and social programs, accessing meeting and objectives, and developing a method of approach. Typically, long-range planning will have been done by society officers, the Society Executive Committee, and the Long-Range Conference Planning Committee. Certain decisions will have been made about the general purpose, duration, and management of the conference, and the location and dates of the meeting will have been set. Selecting the conference theme. The conference theme is the focal point for the technical program and services to integrate the various subject areas of the conference into a coherent whole. The theme should suggest the purpose of the conference, indicate the subject matter of the meeting, be acceptable to all who might be accepted to attend, and move individuals to action. Planning for student involvement in the conference. If the society has student members, part of conference planning may concern ways to involve students in the conference program and encourage them to attend the conference. Determining sources of funding and projecting costs. The costs of running an annual conference are generally funded by a combination of sources. Contributions by the society from members' dues for startups costs. Contributions by co-sponsors. Registration fees. Sale of publications. When planning decisions have been made, the task is largely one of following through and implementing the arrangements. Once the master plan has been devised, the action starts, with each committee member responsible for his or her own assignment, the general conference chairperson offering guidance and promoting enthusiastic participation. Establishing a management system. A next step is to establish a management system for handling requests for information, correspondence with session chairpersons and authors, the mailing of authors' kits, the receipt of reviews of submitted abstracts and papers, registration fees if they are received by the conference, chairperson and staff, and conference expenses and payments. Making fine arrangements with the conference hotel, the conference manager, or local or conference arrangements committees must complete the arrangements with the hotel and negotiate the contract for rooms and services. Finalizing the budget. As contracts are negotiated and cost projections become commitments, a final budget can be prepared for society approval. Adjustments in planned expenses may be required in order to meet the bottom line. To maintain budget control, information about commitments and expenses must be obtained regularly from individual committee chairpersons. The first few hours of the conference are the worst. All the crises and problems seem to arise simultaneously. It is here that the care and attention of the advanced planning bear fruit or do not if they were lacking. With even the most careful planning, contingencies can arise. Identifying potential problem areas on an initial walkthrough, either individually or as a team, the conference manager, the conference chairperson, and the program chairperson should walk through the facility, assuming at the outset the role of a conference attendee who has just arrived. Any potential problems with the hotel registration should be identified and corrected. Directional signs should be checked to make sure those attendees and participants can easily locate the conference registration area and meeting rooms. For tasks remain after the conference has been held, writing letters of appreciation, ensuring that the bills are paid, reporting conference to society members, and preparing the financial report for the society. Reporting the conference to society members. An important follow-up activity is the report of the conference to society members. This is usually an article in the society's newsletter or magazine, accompanied by photographs of key conference scenes. An announcement of the availability of proceedings can also be included. The follow-up publicity not only highlights activities of the conference just passed, but also alerts members to the next conference. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Provide a forum for exchange of ideas and experiences and creation of new ideas. Contracting for the services of an experienced professional conference manager can benefit a society because such an individual brings knowledge of logistics and expertise in negotiation to the task. Planning and organizing a professional society's annual conference is developing a master plan. Technical program must be determined next, whether to include tutorials, lectures, and roundtables as well as panels of papers. Program chairperson is to provide guidance to session chairpersons to help them create successful sessions, thus successful conferences. Publications costs may be partially offset by including advertising in the conference program.